Okay then folks, hope everyone is well. We've got a pretty cool video today. So I've been grabbing some pieces from Bricklink, sometimes 4, sometimes more. This is the 3-in-1 stunt plane. I got that on eBay really cheap. Some of these are for other things, but I had to open all these parcels to get everything out. So we're making a version of this that I wish we got, but we never did. Not this year, but it did give us that great fig, who I've got up on the shelf just there. I put a cape on him fairly recently, so he's great. But we're making Plo Koon Starfighter in the style of the 2002 Obi Wans Jedi Delta 7 Starfighter. I've never seen anybody do this mock online. People probably have. I don't know. I'm just gonna freehand it. We're just gonna see what we can do. But I basically ordered all the parts that came in the original one that were in red. I ordered them in a dark blue or maybe a light blue or whatever, colour swap some stuff. I did also order just 2 of these black grill pieces. For some reason they've sent me about 200. That's fine. I'll use them for something else, I'm sure. There's quite a lot of bits in here as well that are for the Arc 170 build I'm working on, which is the Solid Brick Studio modifications to the newest release of the Arc 170. So without any further ado, let's crack out the instructions for the 2002 model, and we'll just see if we can start building then, shall we? Okay, so that is the majority of the build from all the pieces I ordered done. I had to make some compromises just here, but I think that's fine. So you may notice I haven't done the stripes yet. I completely forgot. Those was the bits that I was going to sort of go and just figure out. So I wanted to look at some photos of the ship, um, because the details are a little bit different. Obviously these aren't printed. I've gone for this 3x2 slope because the ones on the plane weren't the ones that had the 4 studs on like were in the original set. So I'm going to get all the rest of the white bricks from the plane and maybe use some from the Starfighter over there. I'm going to add the astromech and play with some stuff. I do also have some white vinyl in case we have to add some of our own stickers on here. That should be pretty simple. So let's have a play with that and I'll get back to you in a second. Obviously for you guys at home it'll be literally a split second. So this is where I'm at. I've done some stripes. I think I'm going to take these white pieces off because it's not really that white at the back. I've I've got a sheet of this vinyl to cut out and make the sort of continuation of the stripes on this part and on the sort of fin at the back. I need to get some reference photos up. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. I'm just not a big fan of these stripes, but I put the droid on and stuff. I think it looks pretty sweet. So I'm just going to have a bit of a rejig and see what's happening. I've just had a bit of a change. I think that looks miles better. It's not quite, they all have this sort of weird shape. I can't really figure that out to get that any better, but I can always adjust that at a later date. I don't really want to have to, but I can add like a little white piece of this vinyl in the corner. I also added some tiles onto there just to fill that gap. I don't know if I'll have to take them off if the minifig's arms doesn't fit. But I'm going to start cutting out some of these shapes that I need, and we'll see how we get on with that. So I've just cut some pieces out. I don't know if it's going to look good, or I'm not sure, so we're just going to stick them on onto those smooth big pieces and see how they look. So let's check that out right now. I'm not going to be able to film this because I need two hands and I need to concentrate, but a tip for anyone at home, I tend to always use a brick separator or something like that so I can get it in without my fingers being in the way. My fingers are too big to see what I'm doing on small stickers. I know this isn't the smallest one, but sometimes Lego gives you a set where it's really hard to do, so just a top tip for everyone at home. Let's see. I don't know if it's focused or not, you know what my camera's like. Just want to get it nice enough. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. I'm going for like a bit of a downward slant. Let's get this on then, let's see. Right, okay. One-handed, let's see if we got this. Oof. My desk is such a mess. Yo, that is sick. Yeah. I think I might go a little bit less on that flag piece, a little bit less white, if I can peel that off, but that is sweet. Pretty made up with the stripes. I don't like these pieces. I just couldn't find another square tile, and I ended up, I could put them on an angle, so I was like, okay, cool. It just doesn't really look old school, so not really a fan of that. But that is sweet. Left a bit of that classic blue, because they always had that mad blue in the older sets. But that is so good. Yeah, that looks absolutely sweet. I made up with that. Made up with it. Another MOC, well done. It's got the landing gear. I don't know if the modern ones have one. I've never owned a modern Delta 7. I got the Plo Koon from the Microfighter. I put a cape on him. He looks sweet, man. Ah, that ship is so cool. Yeah, it's real classic style. Let's get a shot of that side. Put him over there so he's safe from this guy. I brought that over just so we can... this is way too small. I've got loads of parts to make this bigger. And then I'm thinking maybe get a bit of a chase MOC sort of going on. But anyway, down to business. This one is wicked. I can't get over that. So the underneath has the landing gear. It's pretty much colour wise the same. I don't really have to change much from the Obi Wans Starfighter, but oh, I just think this build looks so good. I think these should be a dark blue, and maybe some of this. I might change that at a later date. I've not really added that many parts. I think a shame I didn't want to have to do, but I kind of had to. I was using these angled, real modern looking pieces. I wanted to do it on like classic pieces that were out at the time, but and I might change this area. But for now, I'm pretty made up with that. The stickers as well. I just freehanded them. They're not exactly perfect, but they're pretty symmetrical. So I did two here, two there. Tried to maintain that little gap like you'd see on a real Lego sticker. And the one on the sort of big flag piece at the back. Yes. Classic cockpit. Just lifts off like it used to. in back in the day. I can't do it with one hand, a bit stuck. Weirdly, I think that was already blue in the old version, you know, the Obi Wan version. So, oh crap, didn't have to change much there. Let's just fold this gear away. And there you go. Ah, that's so wicked. I made it with that. My camera is so bad. I'm gonna have to get hold of a good camera for next time, guys, and maybe a microphone. Well, anyway, thanks very much for checking in. I might do a little photo next to the Obi Wan Starfighter, just so you can see. Tell you what, I'm gonna go get that one right now. And here they are next to each other. Yes. I was worried this one would look too different with all those bricks on it, but actually they look absolutely wicked. So cool. Made up with that, you know. I think it's hard to sort of imagine this one looking classic unless you see it next to the classic one. Obviously the stickers I've done are nowhere good as the printed pieces on this, but just having that little bit of detail like we got on the OG one of Plo Koon Starfighter, the first one based on the Clone Wars, you know, with the droid is in the middle. This is more of his episode 3 version. Annoyingly, when I was looking at sort of pictures, this bit is more yellow in the episode 3 version. I didn't really look at any Clone Wars photos, but that is absolutely sick. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.